We all know that being on our phone all the time messes us up, but we do it anyway. This summer, I thought I would take more mindful breaks from my phone, put it on silent, forget that it exists, and I thought that I would share this experience in case it could inspire you to do the same. As a bonus, you'll get a lot of sheep if you stick around. Hello! Imagine this, there is this new space colony program and you can now sign up to go and live on Mars. Only it is the first time that we're doing this and nobody knows how it will impact us in the long term and even if we can make it safely there. Also, you need to sign off all the responsibilities, so if you die, it's on you. Do you go? This is what is currently happening with technology and social media. We are the first generation to live with constant access to the internet and social media, and nobody knows what it will do to us in the course of our lifetime. All that we know is that there isn't a single piece of research so far that shows a positive correlation between being chronically online and social media and our health and happiness. Still, we are signed up, whether we want it or not.
But can she walk in the fire? Can she run in the rain? Can she make it up the mountainside? Can she make it down again? I have often wondered if she'll go and jump the fence.
So at this point, all that we know is that we know very little, and all the research that I've looked at was so grim, so depressing. I was just sitting here thinking, well, I'm just doomed because I need to use my phone and the internet. And then I found this new study. It tested participants who had limited internet access for about 2 weeks. They couldn't use apps, they couldn't scroll, they couldn't use social media. All they could do was text and call people. And these participants reversed their brain aging by approximately 10 years. Also, 91% of them had better results when it comes to focus, mental health, and overall well-being. So this is pretty good news. It shows that not all screen time is equally bad. If we can cut out this low-quality passive screen time, that is already huge. And it made me feel so much better because I also feel like it's a lot more realistic for someone like me. So, digital detox epiphany number 1, cut out the low-quality passive screen time. Already doing great job. About 2 years ago, I was working this very intense corporate job and I was also doing YouTube, which meant that all my waking time, I was glued to the screen. And obviously, eventually, I burned out really bad. My mental health was in a really bad shape. And that's when I had this idea that I should do a digital detox trip for a weekend. And I went to live in a non-electricity cabin. And I loved it so much and it helped me so much that it became an annual thing. And now I'm doing a 3rd trip of this kind. The plan is to do a lot of outdoor activities, connect with nature, to kind of almost forget that my phone exists. I really love it. I would recommend it to anyone. I feel like it helps to reset this baseline of your phone addiction and social media consumption. What I noticed during my first digital detox trip was that even though we had no electricity and my phone was out of battery, I constantly had this urge to go and check my phone. I was bored for a single second. I would go to check my phone. Like, I would literally do anything rather than sit alone with my thoughts. Anything. And it's very interesting because actually humans on average check their phones about 300 times every single day. And that gives us 300 spikes of dopamine because we're like, ooh, all these new notifications. But also we get 300 spikes of cortisol because we are like, oh, what's happening with the news? Oh, my boss just emailed me. And these trips really help me reset my baseline of social media consumption and phone usage. And they help me get a little bit more detached and break this toxic pattern of constantly looking at my phone. So the plan for this weekend is to do a lot of fun activities outside, reconnect with the nature, do a lot of fun things that make me forget my phone. Let's take a little break so that I can show you some very cute baby lambs. Digital detox epiphany number 2, do things that make you forget to check your phone. Those digital detox trips made me slowly rethink my relationship with technology. And I thought about an interesting thing. I remember when I was a kid and my parents went to work. They maybe had a fax machine at work. We had one landline. So when they left work, no one could contact them. And I thought, that's not going to happen for most of us ever again. Also, I feel so grateful that all of my childhood was completely offline. That wasn't the case for my adolescence, and obviously I could tell the difference. I feel like being offline turned into this ultimate luxury. People pay to go to Bali to do technology retreats. Monastery and temple stays got more and more popular. People pay to stay in sensory deprivation tanks just to be left alone. And it gets even crazier. Over 2,000 people in South Korea paid to be locked in a prison. Well, mock prison. They stay in numbered cells. They all get uniforms. All time is planned. They have meals passed through this hatch in the door. They have some recess time, and each of them have between 24 to 48 hours of solitary confinement. The founder of the whole establishment, when asked about the reason for doing this, she said, "This isn't real prison. Outside world, that's the real prison. That's why people pay to come and stay here." Well, I don't know if I would go to such extreme lengths myself, but I definitely agree that we are all very overwhelmed and we just need a break from all of it. But strangely, myself, even when I do get the chance to be offline, I almost never take it. Like, being here, it's so beautiful, it's so relaxing. And I have to keep fighting this urge to send photos of this to my family, or to video chat with my friend to show her around, or to post photos on social media, when I could just enjoy being here and post the photos once I'm back, or tell my family how it was once I'm back.
Wait, you need to...
I feel like this would be a lot better for my mental health, and the fact that I find it so hard is really alarming. So I'm going to truly try to enjoy those moments, keep them for myself, and get offline for a while. Digital detox epiphany number 3. Being offline is a luxury, so use it if you can. They say that every large transformation starts with a small step, so maybe I won't lock myself up in a mock prison. Maybe. But I will definitely start today by leaving my phone on silent in another room while I enjoy a nice meal with my husband. I will go on a nice long walk and notice everything around me. I will pet a baby lamb, really enjoying being in the present moment, and I will resist this urge to fill in every void with scrolling. There is this saying, technology is a useful servant but a dangerous master. And I want to be the master of my thoughts, my identity, my time. I want to redefine my boundaries with the online world in a way that fits me, in a way that aligns with my values and my purpose. So join me if you can.